Alright guys, here we are on some Resident Evil Requiem. We're going to be taking a look at the 5090 with the 9950X3D. I'm going to have it up on the screen right here. This game is one of my favorite games that did come out in 2026. I'm not gonna lie, I probably played this a few times. I think I beat it maybe twice. This game, really good graphics, really good quality on everything. The only thing I don't like is film grain. You can definitely see it a little bit here. All right, so you can see we're playing at 4K. Frame rate is unlocked, so that way we get the maximum frame rate that we can possibly get. Motion blur is absolutely off. We're gonna be using path tracing with this because I want to take a look at what it's like right away. Just everything maxed with the heaviest thing that you can run on this game, which is path tracing, right? Everything else is pretty much maxed, I'm pretty sure. Let's go over here, high, then this is at 16, and you can take a look at all this. Everything is just currently up there. So we're on DLAA, which is native resolution. Frame generation is off, and we have reflex low latency on, and then everything else is to the max that it's at, right? So let's go ahead, take a look at this real quick. So walking through here, and about 28 FPS, guys. Again, this area is a very intensive, right? Especially with path tracing on. It is absolutely rough. The further we get to, by the way, I'm gonna change settings like as we progress through the story, right? I'm gonna play it a little bit and then we'll showcase everything here. But obviously you guys know what path tracing is, and it actually looks really good in this title. Very good. So it doesn't even look bad in other games like Cyberpunk and stuff like that too. But walking around here, 28 FPS. Yeah, no, I wouldn't play. Obviously, I would not play like this, right? It hurts the eyes a little bit. But you can see the low is 25%. We're getting 30 FPS here. The frame time chart is a little bit wonky, but also not too wonky at the same time. It's actually not doing too bad. Oh, quick turn. Okay, all right. I'm sorry. I apologize. But okay, looking over here. Actually not looking too bad over there. Quality, like I said, in this game is very good. But again, that film grain really does take it away for me, personally. Okay, I think that's enough of DLAA. Going over here, you guys can see we're at... The max we've gotten to so far was, I believe, like a 30 FPS on DLAA here. Walk over here. Let's walk down here. I'm going to walk back in a little bit because I don't want to start the cutscene and then have to restart again, but... There you go. You can see walking through here, not bad. All right, now we're going to switch, and then we're going to go to DLSS quality. Okay, so I actually lied. I'm going to be doing DLAA without path tracing. Now, this is ray tracing on high, right? So let's take a look. You can already see in this game specifically, it is a major difference, right? Like, you can tell path tracing is just so good. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It actually does enhance the visuals a lot. And that's why it does make sense why it is heavy to run. Obviously, high ray tracing is very good still. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It is very good. But if you have a 5090, I suggest you put everything max and then just optimize as you play, right? To your liking. Well, as of here, we're getting up to 50 FPS with the 5090 walking through this area. High ray tracing on. So after this, I'm gonna turn back on path tracing. And we're going on DLSS quality. And then we're going to see how that works. But walking through here, getting 50 FPS. Not bad at all. All right, now we're going to switch to DLSS quality. And then we're going to take a look at that with path tracing on. All right, here we are with DLSS quality. Path tracing on in about 50 FPS. Actually not bad, guys. I'm not going to lie to you guys. So I'm going to show you again that we are actually on DLSS quality here. Also, if you hear my dog, don't pay attention to the dog, please. Thank you. But here we go. Path tracing is on there. Let's go over here real quick. Ooh, get that there. Go down. And DLSS quality right here with frame generation off. Towards the end, I guess we could showcase it with frame generation. But for now, we're just going to go through all the lists. I think the next one we're going to test is probably just performance mode. And then after that, we'll go ahead and turn on frame generation and stuff. But walking through here, again, that 50 FPS, basically the same as DLAA without path tracing. And again, the quality is similar to DLAA. It is a little bit softer, right? It is a little bit softer because path tracing you can only use with DLSS4. So it doesn't make sense, right? We're walking through here. Again, just the reflections. The lighting is just so good. So good. But, okay, walking down here. We're going to go to the cutscene. All right, guys. So we're over here now. Getting a 70 FPS. DLSS quality with path tracing enabled. That's actually really good, guys. I'm not gonna lie. That is actually really good. Compared to Crimson Desert, when you turn on DLSS or Ray Reconstruction with DLSS quality, if I remember correctly, I was not getting up to 70 FPS. I think I was still a little bit below 60, sometimes hitting the 60, right?
I'm even here.
But going through here, again, this quality is very good. Let's crouch real quick. Let's go through here. Look at the reflections there. Very nice. Yeah, this game is just beautiful. I'm a big fan. Big fan of this game. When it first came out, I was so hyped when it got announced and everything. Very hyped. But, okay. Walking over here, looking good. When we get inside, I'm going to switch to DLSS. Probably performance here. And then maybe throw on some frame generations afterward. Frame generation. Going through here. Texture is looking good. Remember, we are playing at 4K. Let's walk in here real quick. We're going to see this real quick. Yeah, I should have my flashlight here. And that way I can turn it on. Okay, perfect. But you can see what I'm talking about the film grain. I'm just not rocking with film grain. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Games that have film grain and don't have an option to turn it off makes me mad. It does make me mad. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, now let's turn on performance mode and see how that does. Because so with performance mode enabled here, we jumped up to 106 FPS walking through here, right? Whereas DLSS quality, we were getting about 70. So that's a good 30 FPS increase right there, right? Good 30 FPS increase. Let's walk through here. Let's go walk through here. We'll skip this cutscene. You guys seen this already. Okay, in here, we're getting about 103. Walking through here. Yeah, not bad. It's not doing bad at all. The DLSS performance mode obviously does give you a bigger increase with the FPS. That's what it does. That is absolutely what it does. Again, if you hear the dog in the background, ignore it, please. Thank you. She just likes to bark whenever there's someone outside. But all right, here we go. Let's take a look at this. 111 right there, but of course that's because there's not much going on the screen. Let's collect that so we can walk through the other room. Okay, get a quick cutscene. Skip that. Okay, so looking good here. Now we're going to turn on the DLSS quality again, but this time we're going to put on frame generation 2 times. And we're going to see how that does. Guys, I lied again. We're going to be looking at balanced mode first, just for a little bit. Because now it's literally, it's balanced. That's what it does. Quality and performance, right? So, okay, looking in here. Film grain really just destroys it for me. I'm going to be honest, like, I don't know. I don't think this game should have released without I'm not going to look at that just in case you guys get disgusted by that. But I don't think this game should have been released without a slider to turn off film grain, right? Or an option. But yeah, this is a balanced mode. We're getting that 80 FPS. Not dropping below 80 though, so that's very good in this area. Let's see if we can go back outside. We can't, right? It probably shut down. All right, you know what we're going to do? We're going to skip back to the beginning section and see how it does. Okay, so now we're with balanced here. With balance active, we're getting 60 FPS through this area. Yeah, I'm going to turn the gameplay down in the editing because it is actually pretty loud, but... Okay, we're going over here, walking past this place right here. Dropping to 50. We did drop below 60, which is understandable. Again, we're prioritizing performance and quality at the exact same time, so... Okay, so if I walk down there, that's going to be it. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, we can walk over here at least. Can I run? Okay, walk down here. Look over here. Okay, 65 FPS. Alright, now we're going to switch to DLSS quality. And then we're going to turn on frame generation 2 times. And then we're going to see how that goes. Okay, so now we have frame gen on times 2 here. Actually, you know what? Let me turn on this as well. Let me turn on the latency just so you guys can see where we're at. So we have 60 ms, 71 ms. Okay, now it dropped. Okay, we're good. We're good. I don't know what was going on. I think it's just because we just activated it. But yeah, I would play like this, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. With DLSS quality path tracing active, getting about 100 FPS is really good, right? Really good. And again, the quality difference with path tracing and ray tracing is big in this game. Very big. But yeah. Okay. Not looking too bad. The walk up here. Let's go back. Turn around real quick. Now we're gonna turn on again DLSS performance mode. This time we're gonna do 2 times, right? Okay, so with performance mode active, we do get about 120 FPS, and again, it doesn't look too far off from native at all, and or quality. I actually would play like this, yes. A lot of games, when you turn on performance, it actually doesn't look that good. But in this game, it does look pretty good. I'm gonna be real. Look at the quality on a lot of this stuff here. Nothing really downgraded here. Even though you're dragging from a lower resolution, I'm pretty sure this is 1080p upscaling to 4K, right? So, what are you guys talking about? Don't look at me. But, yeah. Okay, so, not bad at all walking through here. Okay, let's see if we can go to the next scene again. And just walk through that area. So, I'm going to skip right to that. Alright, so we skip to the next section here. The DLSS performance in this area. Okay, there's not much going on. Not a lot of people walking or anything, right? So, this does make sense. We're getting about 160. Remember, this is with path tracing on. Alright, you see walking through here, 160 FPS. Now we're going to go to quality, and we're going to see how that does, right? So let's go here real quick. Just quickly change that to quality. Again, yeah, no, this game is pretty well optimized. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It is pretty well optimized, and that's only 2 times frame generation. And now with quality active walking through here, not bad. 120 FPS. Not bad at all. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Very good. When I was playing it, I didn't really notice any latency issues as well. Playing it, even when I turned on ×4 generation, frame generation, right? So, I think they did a really good job with this game in terms of optimization. And obviously, gameplay-wise as well, it is very, very good. But yeah, I'm not even gonna take a look at ×4. I'm not, you know, I lied. We're gonna turn on ×4 here. And that's probably going to be it. I don't know if there's anything else I need to take a look at, but you guys will let me know in the comments, and then I'll probably just reply to you guys and then see how it goes. So let's go here, change this, go straight down. We'll turn on ×4. And let's just see what we get here. The ×4 giving us about 210 FPS walking through this area. Again, latency is not an issue, right? Even though we turned up the frame gen, we're not getting much different in what we had before in the latency. Okay, so let's turn this on. Turn on our lights. But yeah, okay. I'm probably gonna end it here, guys. We're looking good walking through here. I do have a 240 hertz refresh rate monitor, so we're not really quite hitting that 240 hertz. Almost, so you can see it right there. We almost hit that. But yeah, walking through these areas, we're not looking too bad at all. Not looking too bad at all. Let's see if we can go back out, actually. And then we're going to run past, go back to that one area. And then after that, we'll call it a day on this video. Let me know how many of you guys actually... This game has been out for a while now, so let me know how many of you guys actually beat this. Let me know how many of you guys were excited for its release as well. Okay, running through here. I don't really see any... Ooh, I lied. There's a little bit of ghosting on her here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's just an issue with DLSS 4, right? If I had DLSS 4.5, it would be gone, but you guys can see it. There is ghosting around that hair right there. Very unfortunate, but it's not really too noticeable. Those are stuff that you'd only notice if you're looking for it, right? You're not going to notice it if you're not really paying attention. But whenever I play these games, I am a big graphics guy, so I notice a lot of these stuff. I do. But, okay. Walking through here. Not doing too bad, but yeah, now we're back here. Okay. So yeah, that is pretty much the performance on a RTX 5090 if you are going to be playing this game. I do think, even if you're not a fan of the Resident Evil series, this game is actually a good horror game in general, and I think it's one that you can start off with. So definitely go ahead, check it out. Be sure to hit that like button, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. See you guys in the next one. Peace.